Welcome back to another edition of Seahawks Central Sports. I'm Ben Tyson, sitting alongside Lucas Haskins.
This week we have a recap of the MLB postseason so far, as well as our opinion on the Brett Favre drama. I also got the chance to sit down with the newest member of the UNCW swimming and diving team. But first, let's get to the news.
Well, it's mid-October, which means Halloween costumes, light jackets, and Midnight Madness. The festivities this year include an ice cream social, a dance team performance at WAG, a Dubs Cafe t-shirt giveaway, and the always fun Trask Trek. All of that is just a lead up to Friday night when the clock strikes 12. Fun activities include team shooting contests, a slam dunk contest, performances by the spirit groups, and of course basketball team introductions. Come on out at 8 p.m. at Trask Coliseum for a great time.
The Colonial Athletic Association named Seahawk men's golfer Josh Brock Golfer of the Week after the Wolfpack Intercollegiate last week. Brock posted his 11th career top 10 finish with a season-high 68 in the final round, preceded by a second-round 69. The Seahawks finished 6th overall in Raleigh. Brock became the third golfer to win the award, following sophomore Thomas Bass and freshman Payne McLeod.
The men's soccer team split a pair of CAA matches this week. Etienne Bollinger poked his third game-winning goal of the year against James Madison Wednesday, October 6th. Bollinger made it 2-1 with his 10th career goal. Nassim Berhones scored the first goal for the Hawks 50 seconds into the game. Junior Brandon Miller picked up his second start of the season in goal, and on Saturday he picked up his third start of the year in a 1-0 loss to Old Dominion. The loss dropped the men to 7-4 and 3-1 in conference play. Alex Vaughn scored the game winner for ODU.
Now to women's soccer. This wasn't the way the UNCW seniors wanted to end their careers, as their last regular season game in UNCW Soccer Stadium ended with a loss. The team fell to James Madison this past Sunday 2-1. This game was a rematch of last year's CAA Tournament Championship. JMU took the early lead, scoring in the 27th minute of action. However, UNCW would fight back quickly in the second half when sophomore defender Lindsey Henry drilled a free kick off the crossbar and into the net. Late in the game, James Madison's Ariana Rula scored to break the 1-1 tie. UNCW sophomore keeper Caitlin Hunter tied her career high with 10 saves in the losing effort. The Seahawks fall to 4-2 in conference play while posting a 7-7 record overall. The team now opens up a 5-game road swing this Friday with a tough game versus CAA foe George Mason.
Buzz Peterson has wasted no time making an impact on the recruiting trail for the 2011 season. Peterson has already gotten 7 verbal commitments for the 2011 season. These include Nate Anderson, a 6'8" power forward from Asheville, Ohio, Luke Hager, a 6'7" forward from Chicago, Dylan Sherwood, a 6'9" forward from Pittsford, New York, KK Simmons, a 6'2" guard from Marietta, Georgia, Adam Smith, a 6'1" guard from Fayetteville, Georgia, Cedric Williams, a 6'8" power forward from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and lastly, local talent Freddie Jackson, a 6'3" guard right down the road out of New Hanover High School. This is all according to Star News Online UNCW Hoops beat reporter Brian Moll. Peterson is unable to discuss his recruiting class until after signing day, which is November 10th. Peterson is looking to turn around this program and once again turn it into a CAA power. These young men look to build a solid foundation for the future of Seahawk basketball.
The University of North Carolina Wilmington has announced a 10-person search committee to look for a new athletic director. The 10-person committee will be led by David Swain of the Board of Trustees. The other 9 members include Dr. John Morrison from the Athletics Council, Dr. Sue Combs, a faculty athletics representative, Jenny Garrity, head women's tennis coach, Mark Scaff, head basketball coach, Chris Glendenning from the Board of Visitors and Seahawk Club, Jim Ballantyne from the Seahawk Club, Jason Wheeler from the Alumni Board, Wendell Murphy, and Margaret Weller-Stargell, community representatives. Upon being named chair of the committee by Chancellor DiPaolo, Swain was thrilled and stated, quote, "I understand fully how essential it is to find exactly the right person to ensure that our athletics program is the best it can be in the future. I look forward to working with this outstanding committee and the search firm in identifying great candidates for us to consider and ultimately recommending the best candidate for UNCW," end quote. Any nominations and questions regarding the search process should be directed to Bill Carr via email at csauncw@gmail.com.
Coming up after the jump, Lucas will be in studio with former All-America and new Seahawks swimming coach Tiffany Clay.
Stay tuned. Seahawks Central Sports will be right back. Welcome back to Seahawk Central Sports, your source for Seahawk athletics. I have the privilege of sitting here with swimming and diving's new assistant coach, Tiffany Clay. Welcome to the show today, Tiffany.
Thanks for having me.
So first, start off, tell people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and about your swimming career.
From Cincinnati, Ohio. I ended up going to college at the University of Tennessee and had a great time there. I got faster every year, and I left with a few school records and some All-Americans under my belt. So, and then I got into coaching.
Where did you start coaching?
I started coaching originally swim camps in college, and then from there I applied for a position and ended up getting accepted at University of Connecticut for the past 2 years, and now I'm here.
So talking about swimming and talking about coaching, what are the differences, and maybe what do you like more about one or more about the other?
It's a very personal thing with swimming. It's a very individual event. You have to find your motivation from the inside, but it's also got a great team atmosphere along with it when you have part of relays, and the training is obviously as a group. And coaching, it's sort of like you're a little bit of everything. You're a psychologist, you're a coach, you're a counselor, just whatever is needed that day. So it's a little bit of everything. I like it because it always changes. It's never the same thing every day, and I have 60 reasons to wake up in the morning.
Now, what about Wilmington? What brought you here, and what are some things you like about our school and the program we have here?
Well, actually, my coach at Tennessee recommended this position to me because he's known Dave for so long, and I was just, I trust Matt, and I ended up applying here, and it was the best decision I ever made. I love it. I love the beach. The community and the people are just really friendly.
Now, talking about Dave, you're referring to the head coach, Dave Allen,
Yes.
Hall of Famer. What is it like working for him?
It's just a treat. He's just so happy to be there every day. He's just genuinely happy to see you every day, and he's very motivational and without being a screamer. And kids just love him. And I love working for him and sharing an office with him. He makes every day much more pleasurable.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to interview him a couple times, and he really is a fun-loving, easygoing kind of guy. Now, you said he's not a screamer. In your experience, maybe I don't know if you've ever had a screamer as a coach, but that coaching style, how does that translate to students and their success in the water?
I think each student athlete is motivated differently. Sometimes they need you to get up in their faces, and sometimes they need you to be a little bit more positive, and sometimes they need you to pull them out and have a little one-on-one talk with them. So it's really, you can't have one overarching coaching style. You have to be able to adapt to the different types of motivation, especially with such a large group.
Yeah, you talk about a large group. You said 60. I'm terrible with names. What is that like coming into a new program? You got 60 names to memorize.
It took me a few weeks, but I was sitting there at practice one day and I was like, oh my goodness, I finally learned everybody's name. So that was a good day for me.
Now, what do you hope to bring to the program that maybe the program hasn't had in the past, or what are some tendencies you have that you hope you can share with everybody here?
Well, I'm still learning. This is all still new for me, and I really get the chance to really coach every day. I get to write my own workouts every day, which is something that's new for me. And so I'm really excited to sort of dive in head first, and both Todd and Dave have been a great help when I'm, like, oh, should I do this or this in practice? So I get to work with the breaststrokers every afternoon, so I'm really excited about that. And then in the mornings, I get to work with the flyers, breaststrokers, and IMers. So I'm really excited to work with the people with my background of swimming and training.
You talk about the breaststroke and butterfly. Were those your two specialty strokes?
I was a breaststroker, and I also swim IM.
Nice.
So a little bit of everything.
So do you only teach breaststrokers or butterflyers, or do you teach everything to everybody?
I could teach a little bit of everything. It's just my strength obviously lied in breaststroke because that was what I was best at. And I can still technically coach all 4 other strokes.
Now, one last quick question. You're a little closer in age to the students than Dave Allen, a little bit more in shape than him too probably. Do you get the chance to ever jump in the water and go head-to-head with these swimmers?
I haven't yet. I do swim infrequently lately, but I don't know about in better shape than Dave Allen. I mean, he gets in and swims almost every single day, so he gets his swims in.
So if you and Dave Allen had a head-off race, who would win?
I think he's got a few more years on me, so I think that I might beat him, but you never know. He might be having a great day, I might be having a bad day.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. Next time I see him, I'm gonna let him know you're talking that trash. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck on the upcoming season. Now let's jump over to Ben Tyson, who has an inside look at the Charlotte Bobcats as they prepare for the start of the NBA regular season. Ben?